So we got quite a bit to cover. So, as most of you know, this is our 12-week program. We're going to be running right through the first week of June. And the goal here is to build what we call concrete confidence, contrasted with what I call fluffy confidence, which is the other kind that's not as effective. This is kind of the map we're going to run over tonight. We're going to cover our three system platforms, most of which you guys are familiar with by now. We're doing a better and better job, again, thanks to Jody and the team behind the scenes, of onboarding everyone and getting them familiar with our systems before we actually hit go here. I'm going to spend a little time just going over the formula map of the 12 weeks and what we're going to be covering. And then we're going to talk a little bit about logistics, the days and times we're on the court, and the makeup sessions we have scheduled in case you are missing a session here and there. And then I'm going to go over 5 add-ons that we've developed over time, kind of additional pieces that you can add to the puzzle to make the experience even better. And then our big premium package offer where we just bundle all of that together at once. So let's go through the three systems. I'll go through this pretty quick. Feel free if you got questions, just raise your hand or shout it out. We got a small group enough. Everybody can just jump on and talk if you've got a question. The three big ones are Upper Hand, how we schedule classes, ClickFunnels, which is our website and where we host our online course platform, and then Home Court, where we capture stats and video of the work your player will be doing on the court so they can see themselves. So each of these, I try to reference who needs access to it and what it's for. So Upper Hand, really only necessary for parents, way for you to look ahead at the schedule for all of the 12-week course players. It's all locked in. It's the same day and time, every week, 2 days a week for 12 weeks. So there's not going to be a lot of changes or management needed. But if you want to pop it up and look at, what do we have coming up ahead? Do we have any anomalies, or did we reschedule something because of, God forbid, we got snow again somewhere in April and we had to cancel a session, right? Have a way to see what is upcoming, and you'll also get emailed reminders. There are some settings we can show you or you can find on your own of how to reduce the number of notifications. So it's like, yes, I get it. We're every Tuesday and Thursday. I don't want to see an email twice a week just to remind me that. You can turn that off if you need to. But for the most part, since we're locked in, that's going to be the real only use of that platform, is to look at the schedule, or it will be automating the reminders to you each day, 24 hours ahead of your workouts. ClickFunnels is where the courses are hosted. And so we recommend having parent and player access. If your player is young and they don't have their own email address, then they might be using your email. We can also add you and your spouse's email. Just like enroll the whole family in the course is sometimes the best solution. So like whatever device they're on, they've got a way to log in and get to it. And we'll spend a little bit of time with the players on the first night on the court and have them get their phone out if they have one and walk through, like, here's how to go see your video. Here's how to save it to your phone like an app so that you can do a one finger mash the button and get to where you're going. But this is where they'll be accessing their preview videos, what we want them to see each week before we hit the court. And there's some other supplemental materials, some books we want them to read, some other videos we want them to watch, their quizzes that they're going to answer at the end of the week. All that stuff is hosted inside of this platform. So we really just need to get the login set up. If you haven't done that yet for yourself or your player, we'll walk that through with you when we're in person next week. And then we will also be sending your players some automated reminders via text or email. If they have a phone or they have an iPad, if they have a phone number, then obviously we'll do it by text because that's where the kids are at these days. But try to send them some alerts ahead of time, like, hey, don't forget to watch your video. It's Monday and we're on the court tonight. And just give
You're not
them.
going to Snapchat that up?
We have not developed the Snapchat skills as of yet.
Good.
And then
So,
the
BJ,
part that,
can I ask
yes.
just a quick question? Is ClickFunnels an app or something that needs to get downloaded?
It is not an app. It's actually just through our website. So it's a web
Oh, it is?
platform where we have all the courses hosted.
Okay.
And so you don't have to download it. What we recommend doing is saving it to your home screen on your phone, like an app, so that it's just a direct way to get to the website without having to go through your browser.
Okay.
But again, we'll walk through that in person to help Michael get familiar with that.
Okay.
And then the other part that we can really use your help with as parents is just being an accountability partner and asking them, hey, did you watch your video this week? And at the end of the week, hey, did you fill out your quiz? Because it does give us a lot better data on how well they're doing. If we know, okay, progress bar has moved, Terrence has filled out week 3 quiz and we're in week 3. So, he's on track. We're not falling behind. We've had players that, they'll get to week 12 and they're like, I didn't answer any quizzes yet. Well, go get all 12 done now so that we can give you your completion. We do a nice certificate at the end, like you graduated, you are certifiably more confident now. And we like to have that progress bar, show 100% completion by that point. So we really can certify that they did all the work and they consumed all the content that we want them to do. And then we have a pro tip that came from players over time and parents is, if nothing else, watch those videos while you're riding in the car on the way to the gym. So I was like, hey, homework got in the way, life was busy, whatever. The workout is now, we're on our way. And like pull up the video and watch it while you're on your drive. They're typically, 15, 20 minutes long. So you can get at least the gist of what you're in for before you hit the court. And the whole purpose of that curriculum side is just to streamline what we're able to do on the court. Because if I can do less talking and teaching and explaining of terminology when we're actually on the court, we just get a lot more done. It's less talk and more action, just contributes to the whole efficiency of what we're trying to get accomplished. Any questions on that one?
BJ, if
Yes.
I can interrupt for just a second, since I'm not the host of the meeting, I won't be able to
Yeah.
see the waiting room, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's all right. I will take a peek at the waiting room. Don't think anyone else has popped up.
Okay.
Thanks for saying that.
Sure.
The third platform is an app, is called Home Court. And if we did our job at your evaluation time, you have already been familiar with this and potentially already set it up. But we call it the practice database. It's just a great way to have kind of a log over time of every workout your player did with us. So at the end of this course, if we've done our job of recording them all, you will have 24 sessions on there that will show your player's progress in every single thing we worked on and see themselves doing it. So we like to call it the practice database and tell the player, very optionally, this is not something we're going to track, but it's there for them. We like them to go at some point review themselves on video and see, hey, we were doing something this way and I was missing my shot. And then we changed something and I was making my shot. And like, oh, if I'm going to practice at home in the driveway, that's how I'm going to do it. Emulating myself that I see on camera can be just another powerful reinforcer for them to grasp more of what's going on. And then also has some fun, just video as well as stats of every workout. So they can go in and see, like, okay, I took 150 shots tonight and I only made 30 of them. But, if I watch them, we're doing pretty good. We're competing. I had this 6-foot guy trying to block me, so I missed more shots. But, I can see all that action and see where my stats stack up. So this has several steps to set up and get them fully onboarded. But again, it's something we found best to do in person when we're at the gym. Get their phone out, get the app, and there's a bit of a social media function to it. They follow us, we follow them back, and then we can tag them in the film and it'll pop up, on their news feed essentially and say how many shots they did and their stats without them having to go dig for it, in our long list of workouts in a week's time. Any questions on that one? Okay, cruising along. This is the map of our 12 weeks. So we have it broken into 3 large phases. Phase 1, we call constructing solutions, kind of building the base of our pyramid. We're going to talk about just how to focus, both mentally and with how we use instructions, as well as pull some priorities from the player. So the quiz will actually ask them, what are your 3 biggest rocks, your 3 biggest priorities that you definitely want to move the needle on before we're done with our 12 weeks. Just kind of help me calibrate across the group is like, okay, everybody's saying ball handling. So like we're gonna intentionally do some ball handling as part of the curriculum, but we might find ways to do extra of that because it's a priority for everyone. Week 2 is the sneakers up, just everything from the ground up on the footwork side of things. We'll go through pretty much everything except defense. And then week 3 is all about defense, building footwork and team tactics from there. Week 4 is all about ball handling. If you're not with it, the kids these days call ankle breaker a good thing if you're a ball handler, right? Phase 2 is creating certainty. So kind of just putting the next layer on the pyramid. We're going to talk about finishing around the basket. Deep range assassin is all about shooting from deeper range and trying to optimize their power so they can shoot farther. And then we kind of touch on our first layer of decision making, week 6, the situational skill systems, really just taking here's the 3 big game situations that happen. Here's the best priority decision making you can have and how the skills flow from that. And then we worked on the inside man. The inside job is all about how to move around the basket. If you're the big guy, how do you post up? How do you move out of the way? How do you create space and create opportunities to score and not just be a tree in the way where a lot of big guys are treated nowadays in modern offense? And then phase three, we're really starting to cap off each of these. So each segment here has some components that we circle back to and layer on. So phase three, week 8 at this point, we are not just working on the mechanics of shooting, but how do you go create shots? How do you get open more often before you catch the ball? How do you use one dribble or two to actually go create space that you can get a shot off with a defender, in your face? The scorer's formula, we're going to talk about basketball math. How do we calculate our efficiency of scoring? Not just I got 20 points, but I got 20 points out of 20 shots, and I feel pretty good efficiency wise, right? The advantage multiplier is then layering on the team components of, all right, we have all these individual skills and concepts. How can we not just create an advantage and then kill it before we pass to our teammate, but I create one and multiply it to my teammate who multiplies it again back to me, and then I get a wide open layup at the rim. So trying to use teamwork to create and then multiply advantages all the time. And then the last week we spend just on decision making. So kind of layering all the skills we worked on. Now we're pretty good at the execution of those skills. Now we can say, all right, here's how we can make better, cleaner, faster decisions and be able to execute everything we already know how to do a lot faster at game speed with somebody in our face, and really just narrow their focus into a framework of how to make better decisions and kind of send them out into the world with some ideas around that they can apply when they're practicing with their team or even when they're playing in games. So anyone have any questions about that? Cool. So, you guys are already signed up for this. This is the basic package. We're starting March 16th. The summer session we have coming up next will begin July 13th. And you guys have already paid, at least in part, if you're on the payment plan, or some of you may have paid in full. So just reviewing that for anyone that is not actually signed up. I think we have a couple people that are going to watch this that are thinking about it, trying to figure out their logistics. And so this is kind of just information we're including in the presentation for recording purposes. Logistics. This is what it's going to look like. So if you're in the green sock group, you are going to be on Monday and Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. Blue sock group is Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. And purple sock would be our high school guys, are Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. The example schedule I sketched out here is really just getting our 5 touch points, is what we call it, between our video content and our quiz and our workouts, just kind of laying out what you should do. So like if you're in the blue or purple sock, you should try to watch your video ahead of time on Monday and then come to a workout on Tuesday, which we'll call our breakdown night. And then come to your workout on Thursday, we'll call competition night, where we're doing more intentionally competing out of the situation and the skill that we broke down the night prior. And then by Friday, you want to be doing the quiz, maybe watching the video of yourself on home court if you choose to do so. And then something that I've been working on how to implement, we're going to try this session, is to have them write down a journal entry to review each week. And I like to do this for myself as a intention ahead of time for the week ahead, and then look at what that was, and then also set, what was a review after the fact. And we'll ask them a question every time we're on the court at the end of practice, is what was the useful thing or the most useful thing? Trying to get them to think about, what was one thing tonight that was the most useful that I definitely want to remember and take with me in my backpack of things, right? And so hopefully by the end of the week, if they're writing a journal entry, they'll have at least 2 of those that we prompted them already for. But if nothing else, just have a way to write down some notes and some thoughts. Just over 12 weeks, like the content starts to pile up high, and we want to make sure they're able to remember and refer back to what did we do in week 1, what did we talk about, and not lose track because of the pace of progress that we're making. And then the last piece on the logistics side, we are doing a makeup date on 2 Saturdays. They are strategically placed right before the Maine and Massachusetts vacation week and right after the New Hampshire vacation week. So if you're traveling during that time frame, you can't make it to your normal Tuesday, Thursday, we're going to have those 2 Saturdays available where you can come into a group and we'll be just reviewing the content that you missed at that point. Any questions about logistics so far?
Nope.
Cool. You guys are an easy crowd. All
BJ,
right. Yes.
do you have a presentation that you're sharing?
Yes. Is it not showing up?
Is not showing up. I'm sorry.
It's not showing up. I just went through all that, waving my mouse around.
I'm
and
seeing
nothing.
it.
Okay. Yeah, it says I'm sharing my screen.
I'm
Okay,
seeing
hold
it
on.
as well.
All right.
All right.
Jody's not seeing it.
Good.
Phew.
It sounds like it's a me problem, and that's better
Okay.
than a BJ problem. So that's
That
good.
is. That is.
That's
Thanks for
funny.
flagging that. I wish you would have flagged it sooner if you didn't have any screen all this time. Anyway, phew, everyone else is seeing it. Good. All right, so these are our add-ons. These are like accessory programs and options we've developed over time to just kind of push this to the max. And so the first one is the confidence warranty. And this is what we will be offering you at the end of the program, or whether you sign up now or later. But this is where we kind of maintain our program, our players year round, where a lot of our high school players will go after they've done kind of all the intensive training that we want them to know. This is kind of the personalized, custom way that we maintain progress. And so we might have a player work with us from 7th to 10th grade, and then they will stay on this for 2 years through their high school junior and senior year until they graduate. Or as long as we find it useful and they find us helpful, we'll keep going on that. So three major things that are included in this. We do a game film analysis. So you guys usually relying on the parent film crew here, you send us a film clip and we kind of analyze it and voice it over and send it back to the player and say, hey, you're in this game situation. You did this. We've been working on it this way. And next time, if you shoot it within 1 second, you're going to be better at that situation, right? Whatever the case may be. So very personalized. And then we do a lot of texting back and forth to just stay in touch with them. Like, hey, what's going on? How was last night's practice? What are you thinking about tomorrow's game? And kind of build a checklist so that when we get to a workout, we have a really good list of what exactly they need to tackle. And so that includes 2 monthly individual workouts, one-on-one, and a weekly Saturday group workout. So we kind of get all the guys that are on that together on Saturday and compete a little bit, connect the dots with some team tactics. And that also includes 2 monthly Dr. Dish sessions. So this is $299 a month. That's kind of available anytime. You guys will be the eligible people for this, having gone through the confidence formula. It's kind of our criteria to enter people into that program. If you sign up during the program, we offer a 12-month bundle for a discount, basically 12 for the price of 10 months. To do that ahead and basically give them a year of continuity with us after our 12 weeks here are done. Next up is our keys to the gym membership. This became very popular, I guess, 2 years ago now. We've got a lot of people on this right now in the winter while there's been so much snow on the ground. But this is basically our way of giving you a key to our gym. And anytime that we don't have training going on or another rental going on, you can book your own time and just go with you and your child and have a great time with a gym all to yourself and 3 hoops and the Dr. Dish shooting machine and everything that's there for you to make use of the space. So we got 3 different tiers, but the most popular one is just 4 hours per month and it's $150 a month. So basically you get an hour a week to pick your time and get in there and shoot around, practice with your player. You can bring the whole family. You've got a family from Wells, Maine right now that has like 5 kids and they'll all show up and do their own workout thing and have some family 4-on-4 going. It's a lot of fun. So this is an option again, anytime. This is something that a lot of people will use during the winter. If you sign up for the package bundle, we'll talk about at the end, where all these get tied together, you can kind of use that anytime you want, but it's available as just a month-to-month membership year round. Number 3 is injury prevention training. And my best promotion line here is don't miss 6 weeks of your season because you rolled your ankle. And, Coach Kelly here is a longtime friend of mine. He was on our staff as a coach for several years and has now gone on to do more of what he specializes in, called postural foundation. So I call it the complement to chiropractic work, is one side of his business where he's working on symmetry of musculature and making sure your body is held into alignment instead of cracking your bones around like a chiropractor would. He's working on your muscles to hold alignment. And then he's also very good at taking a low athleticism kind of beginner athlete at 10, 11, 12 years old and bridging them up toward more intense where they're going to be in high school, physical demands and more intensive weight training. And so we offer a free injury assessment with him as part of our program. So we'll be sending you guys info out about how to get in touch with him and just set that up if you want to go see where your player's at. And then he also offers packages to do training kind of in sync with us over 12 weeks. That starts at around $900 to do kind of a weekly workout just on the physical performance training for your player. Number 4 option is the Dr. Dish. So this would be available to contrast with the keys to the gym. This would be available during our training time where you can just pop in. Like we've got one basket open. You can pop in, shoot 300 shots on the Dr. Dish kind of anytime, 6 days a week when we're in the gym with stuff going on. And so 12 sessions at 30 minutes can be scheduled any day of the week, and it's a $360 value. We offer that as a membership that's $75 a month. If you just want to have 4 sessions to use at a month at a time, you can use them whenever, or you can just buy them ad hoc. It's $30 for 30 minutes, kind of anytime you want to do that. We do offer, I don't think I listed it here. We do offer this as a package. I guess the 12 sessions that are listed here, we offer it for $300 instead of $360 if you want to buy that in sync with the confidence formula. And just know you got 12 sessions once a week. You can get in and just get extra shots going on. And number 5 is our 3x3 league that's coming up. I'm really excited about. We're going to be doing a tournament actually first on April 12th, and then the league is going to be starting April 19th. And we will have 3 different divisions, boys 18 and under and a 14 and under, and then a girls 16 and under. And it'll be from Sundays from 2 to 6 p.m. each week. It's $110 per player. And we're right now inviting all of the middle school and high school teams in the area to actually send their team. So I'm hoping to get like a Portsmouth squad and a Oyster River squad and a Dover squad and like have some really good competition. And then we may or may not pull together our training team and compete against those guys. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Something we've done loosely in the past is more like a glorified pickup, but it was a little too loose and people weren't committed. So we're going a little more formal route, like bring your team of 4 and you're in the league playing against other set teams and kind of driving the competition there. And then I do have it listed here. The tournament is April 12th. And this one's where we'd really like you to bring your friends. Like I know I talked about this with Terry and Terrence down in Hampton, like bring 3 buddies and bring a squad from Hampton to come and play. I think can be a lot of fun, especially the 7th, 8th grade division. The 14 under division is probably going to be our biggest group where we have a lot of teams, a lot of kids that want to play that way on Sunday. So that'll be a fun tournament. That's just $30 a player for the 1-day tournament, $110 a player if you want to do the league that goes, it'll go 7 weeks from the 19th of April to the 31st of May. All right. Any questions on that so far? We're rolling through everything. All right. So then what I've done is just package all 5 of those with the formula program we already have, which most of you already paid for. So I'll get to that in a second. But we're going to include 12 months of the confidence warranty, which is our year-round maintenance program with the custom video and everything we talked through. 12 months of the keys to the gym level 1 membership. So you're getting those 4 hours every month where you can get in the gym with your own key code. 3 months of the injury prevention with Coach Kelly to solidify your ankles and your knees and hips, make sure you're not getting injured. And then 12 sessions of the Dr. Dish. And we're going to roll in the 3x3 tournament and the league as well. So we're really just packaging all of this. The question I get on this most is, do we have to use it all at the same time? And the answer is no. This is kind of whenever you would like to use it. If you decide to sign up for this, we're going to do the formula right now, but you could start the confidence warranty, in the fall if you want to, if not immediately after the 12 weeks is done. You could do the keys to the gym membership really anytime you want to start. And the same with injury prevention. The Dr. Dish credits can kind of be there for all time. They won't expire. Just whenever you want to shoot, you've got 12 credits that you can do that. So the total package comes to $7,888 with all that tied together. And so I've done some math for you. You've already paid $1,800 for most of you that paid up front already. and I'm going to be doing a 20% discount if you want to do all of this. And so it comes to 48.70 and 40 cents. And so what we do for most people is just divide that over 12 and make this a payment plan. So it's 405.86 a month for 12 months. And you get to kind of push this to the max, have access to the gym when you want it, get a lot of extra shooting, and get access to me doing one-on-one workouts with your player for a whole year, and make sure that they don't get to the end of 12 weeks and then drop off, which is one of the reasons we developed that warranty program. Is we'll see players come really intensely for 12 weeks and then we won't see them for 6 months, and we're kind of starting back toward maybe not square one but square two instead of square 12 when we had pushed them to. So the warranty is a great way to just maintain that progress that we've made and make sure they keep moving forward. And it's flexible enough to work around if they're playing baseball or they've got soccer. It's designed to kind of fit other stuff going on in your life rather than being as intense as we're pushing right here in the first 12 weeks. All right, that was the end of my list. Any questions from any of you?
The 3 and
Making
3 tournament,
sense?
when do you need those names? As soon as possible.
Yeah, as soon as possible. We've got
Okay.
registration set to close on the 1st of April. So you've
Okay.
got a couple of weeks to pull that together, but we are going to be moving toward our t-shirt orders and all the other logistics to get that set up as soon as possible. So the earlier the better to let us know you're bringing a squad would be awesome.
Sounds good.
And what if you don't have a squad, BJ? What if it's just, Michael wants to play, but he's not going to be able to get 4 buddies to go each week?
Yeah. So we have a specific name we call Skittles. If you're a bunch of individuals that don't know each other, we will throw you together and let you play. There's typically a negative side of that, just lack of team chemistry. You typically don't perform as well as if you could play with your buddies. But if he really wants to come, then let us know and we'll try to match him up with some other players. We like to have teams of 4. And so it's common we'll have a team of 3 that can't find a 4th buddy, and they might need a guy that can step in with them. And then also, we're going to be a couple weeks into the program here by the time we get to that date. And so he might make friends with a couple of our other training guys and decide that they want to group together and go from that. Yeah.
And it's $110 for the 6 weeks or however long the
Yeah,
session
it's
is, right?
7 weeks league. Yeah, the
7 weeks,
19th
okay.
to the 1st of May, the 31st of May.
Okay.
Yes.